usted says, profe.
Son
Vamos,
seis.
Ya. Y si nuestra querida moderadora no sé si va a tomar clases, pero
No porque está de vacaciones como alumna. Muy bien. Pues aprovechando que somos pocos, den muestras de vida los demás, por favor. Ok, vamos a hacer esto. Muchas cosas están pasando en el mundo ahorita. ¿Qué es lo que han escuchado que está pasando? Ya ustedes, full English mode, ya saben.
I'm alive. Dice. I don't know anything about the war news. I only live for Cuepa and my doctor degree and Duolingo.
I think I've been a little bit away from news these last days because I was busy doing something else. But I found a lot of news about what the Dalai Lama did with that kid.
Ah, yes, I hear that about a kid who. Okay, yes, I remember.
Yes, what happened? You tell us.
Um, I hear the Dalai Lama some years ago take a children and say something like socket or something like this, and I don't know what think about this because I always admire the Dalai Lama. I don't know.
he he gave a kiss in the mouth in a child, and before that, he tell the child suck my tongue. It's what I hear.
Yeah, actually, that's what happened. And at the same time, this happened in February, not that long ago, a couple months.
It's a couple months.
Yeah, it happened in February.
I
And
don't read anything. I hear something.
yeah, actually, I found out about this on TikTok, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to do a little research
Yeah, yeah, in
about it.
TikTok.
Yeah, sometimes, well, I follow some profiles that are specialized in news, so I always try to keep myself informed about maximum. Well, it's not. Well, it's what I heard lately, but probably there's a lot of news. Let me see. My favorite news site, BBC. Not because I trust them, because I know where to find lies here. Okay, Michael Jordan's trainers sell for record $2.2 million. Is this relevant?
Yeah, I love all about the Chicago Bulls.
$2.2 million.
Hmm, anything.
Now I'm more interested in the local news in Tijuana. I don't know if you heard something about the buildings going down for a bad building.
Ah, yeah.
That was quite impressive, to say the
Yeah,
least. How the building collapsed. It was like, what is happening? I thought, to be honest, at first I thought that they were demolishing the building, but then I found out that it only collapsed.
yeah, that's a bad decisions about the constructions. It's not a good area for try to build some houses or everything. And I don't know why the government give the permit to do that. And that's the I think that's the root of the problem.
I don't know if you remember what, but in 2018, 2017, actually, the big earthquake that we had in Mexico City,
Mhm.
that problem came to light too. It was like, how is possible that the government allowed these kind of constructions, very poor constructions, bad materials, not with all the requirements, and well, we saw the results. In the end, what's the purpose of this? Eventually, those buildings are going to fall. Well, I think it's the same thing with the subway. It's just fix it, make a quick fix, and let the next government or the next governor, the next regent, to worry about it.
I think if you have the money and the power, you can do whatever you want. And that's the bad way to do the things in Mexico right now.
Probablemente. Pregunta en español. ¿De dónde son Juan, Hilda, Máximo, Jerry? No, Felipe, sé que eres de México. ¿Dónde son? Michoacán, bien también desde México.
Pues yo soy de El Salvador.
Ok. Hay una cosa que está sucediendo en México que me llamó mucho la atención. Ustedes van a darme su opinión en inglés, obviamente. Que es, tuvimos un accidente, 2 accidentes serios en el metro de la Ciudad de México. Por desperfectos, falta de mantenimiento y todo. Y la regente, Claudia Sheinbaum, se lavó las manos, porque realmente no arregló nada. Pero ahora está otra vez en la vista de todos, porque va a traer a Rosalía, a la cantante, al Zócalo de la ciudad, gratis. Y parece que la gente ya la perdonó.
¿Quién es Rosalía?
Una cantante que hace una cosa como entre trap, reggaetón, con influencias, según ella, de flamenco. Pero pues es muy famosa.
El verdadero trash music, ¿no?
Es trash, pero es sin H. Máximo.
Yeah, I think the same. That music is really awful for me, and I think this is very common, let's say, in Mexico. You bring well, it's called a fog wall or something in Spanish is cortina de humo. Is something classical for the Mexicans. Bueno, es complicado de explicarlo porque the government brings a news or anything or another thing, and this is for ¿cómo se dice tapar? Perdón.
To cover.
And they to cover the important things. One of them is the Culiacanazo 2.0. Many news about another things is salido para la gente, pero bueno, o sea, en general, bueno, tendré que explicarlo en español, debido a que no tengo las palabras suficientes para poder explicarlo. Es de clásico de que el gobierno dice, bueno, el gobierno lo que hace es sacar una noticia, sacar un acontecimiento o algo para desviar la mirada, y lo que hace la mayoría de los mexicanos es directamente como que olvidarlo, así como si fueran memoria RAM, y pasan directamente eso. Y se olvidan completamente y así viven toda su vida. De hecho, les voy a comentar algo curioso. ¿Saben cuál fue el último movimiento armado contra el gobierno? ¿Saben cuál fue el último? Fue la guerra. No, fue realmente un movimiento armado contra el gobierno completamente, o sea, del pueblo hacia el gobierno. Fue la época de los cristeros, estamos hablando algo de los 30, un poco más allá. Entonces, ya hace buen tramo que el pueblo no se mete contra el gobierno.
And the Zapatist movement?
No, that is the revolution. No, the war, the Christian war is after that.
No. Sorry to interrupt you, Máximo, but I think Leonardo is talking about this Zapatista movement that happened in Mexico during the 90s, el ZLN.
Sí, pero eso fue algo pequeño, fue en el sur del país, en si mal no me equivoco, en Chiapas.
Chiapas,
Ahí.
la selva chiapaneca.
Así es, pero ese fue un movimiento corto, ¿no? Por ejemplo, la Guerra Cristera fue desde Centroamérica, bueno, digo no, desde el centro de México hasta el norte. Entonces, eso fue mucho mayor. No, lo de los zapatistas fue mucho menor, fue algo realmente pequeño y algunos dicen que fue una tapadera ¿cómo se llama este?
Su
Bueno,
comediante Marcos.
no una tapadera de ¿cómo se llama? El cabeza de ratón, como le decimos.
Salinas de Gortari.
Salinas.
Pero sí,
Mr. Salinas.
sí,
Uh-huh.
sí, eso
Look,
comentan.
actually, about the Claudia Sheinbach, I hate that woman because she, in person, or promised me support me in a project when she was a mayor. I don't know, is mayor, alcaldesa of Tlalpan,
Major.
mayor of Tlalpan, which is where I live. In fact, I meet the peje at the end of the last century with Cuauhtémoc Cárdenas because he was friend of my family and the engineer Alberto Castillo, who created the PRD from the ashes of the PMS. Now the PRD broken in Morena and the PRD, and I hate these two groups because they don't have the real experience to government Mexico. I hate Klaus Schennenbach. I hate that, and I hate the peje.
One thing to consider here, when Maximo said about the last armed movement, we're talking about almost 100 years ago.
When I was a child, okay.
We need to take the arms again.
What arms?
The arms of the intelligence, the mind,
Oh
not
yeah,
the weapons, not the weapons. We need to start to change our minds and try to make a better future because the government don't do it anything right now. They try to make some changes in some places, but we need to make a lot of changes, not just in one town or one city. We need to change all the system, and that's so hard. But we need to start with us, and step by step, we can make better things for the future. That's what I think.
Pregunta en español para que me la respondan en inglés todos. ¿Ustedes creen que sería posible que se diera un movimiento armado, diagonal revolución, en Latinoamérica ahorita? Y si es así, si dicen que sí, justifiquen su respuesta. Quiero oírlos a todos porque hay varios que nada más están de cuerpo presente. Y ya sé que son vacaciones, pero quiero escucharlos.
Víctimas.
Máximo.
Bueno, yo voy de nuevo, pero well, I think the current problem is about the government, and I think the best thing what the society needs is the better education, because if you don't know your history, you can change anything, and I think it's important to learn that, because no sé cómo hacerlo. Bueno, la mayoría de movimientos se han hecho debido
Inténtalo en inglés, y vas bien.
I will try. ¿Cómo se dice en la mayoría? Disculpa.
Most of them.
Okay.
Most of the y el sustantivo.
Okay. Most of them of people doesn't know the history, and in the old history, the war is an important way to change the things. Desde, ¿cómo se dice? Perdón. Science?
Since.
Thanks. Since the history of a ver, Imperio Romano era Roman. No, I don't know how
Roman Empire, the
how.
Roman Empire.
Thank you. The Roman Empire to the creation to the actual United States or inclusive the Empire Byzantine. It was a lot of war in all areas and in anything, and I think the war is important for bueno, es purgar purge. I don't know how do you say that. The actual people and the actual government is important. It's a simple natural selection. I think so. Um, all this how do you say ciclo?
Cycle.
Uh, Thank you. It's the history is a cycle, well, basically, and if it exists the peace, the war is bueno, de contraparte, bueno, contraparte básicamente. Entonces, si if exists one, exists the another, and I think it's the important part is the another because the people is scared. No, it's ¿cómo decirlo? Bueno, no, they are not ready for another change, an important change in Mexico, because they are in a cycle about violence, bueno, provocado by um, the criminal organization. And I think the first problem is the government, and the second is the criminal bueno, the criminal organization. And I think if we can we can eh, bueno, quitar uno, podemos quitar el otro. Pero bueno, the most important at this moment is the government. Not actually AMLO government, but it's in general because it was not an important change at this moment. Since Cedillo or Portillo, at this moment we have a real crisis in this country. And I think so.
Excellent.
Thank you, Leo. Bueno, es en lo que pienso ahorita actualmente. Creo que
One thing that you said is that the problem. One part is the government, and the other is the criminal organizations.
yeah, about the
I
government.
think that the problem
Yeah.
is the people,
Yeah,
because both of them, both government and criminal organizations, are made from people.
that's
And a
correct.
lot of people say, "Oh no, the violence that cartels have created, dude. If you use drugs, shut the hell up." Because they are not going to leave that business just like that. It's a very profitable business, and obviously people are buying drugs, creating a demand, so someone is going to create the supply. I think that because we have experiencing and saying for years, decades, centuries that the problem is the government. Government is made by people. Jesús, yes. Después, Verónica, ya no se esperen a que yo les dé la palabra.
I agree with you, teacher, because I want to start my point of view with a phrase from Flavio Vegesio from Roma. He say, if you want peace, you need to prepare for the war. And right now, in Mexico, we start a little wars in all the country. For example, the feminists have their war. Some discriminate people have their war. Other people try to fight for an opinion or for one point of view, but we need to start to see what exactly we want to change. And I agree with you because all the people say, "Oh, I want to change that," but they don't do it anything. They don't start for change a little. If we start to change or point of view or try to do something just a little bit, it's a little. I don't remember how to say it in English. It's the grain of a little bit, just for doing one step, a little step. I don't know how to say it,
Baby
but
steps.
yeah, that's right. Uh, if I start with a little step, I think I can make the start of the change of my own life or my own world. If all the people try to do the same, uh, I think we can do it better things in Mexico. Not only in Mexico, in all Latin America. Because if you see the story of the long of the past years, we have a lot of troubles in in all the countries in Latin America. You can see it in Venezuela, you can see it in Colombia, you can see it in Salvador. All the countries have their own fight, but we need to start with the fights of all the people have in their normal life.
One thing to consider here: how old are you? You told me last class, but I forget. We are almost the same age, but how old are you?
I have 36 years old.
Okay, so we are between two generations. The older generation that yells at TV, and the youngest generation that thinks that posting on Instagram and TikTok are going to change things. And we, the middle generation, are not doing nothing. Obviously, we are stale. We are not moving things. And that's like the best option for a corrupt government, don't you think? People who only complains online or complains to the TV, or people who doesn't do nothing. It's something to think about.
Don't
I
you
agree with
don't you
yours.
remember Mexicano te quejas pero te dejas?
Exactly. Yes. Veronica, go.
Mhm. Yes, I agree with both because I think there are many causes behind the wars in any country in the world. No, first is the natural resources, no? Because it's um, limited. No, if no care them. Another is the inequality, of the conflicts of the different status of the people, the poor people, no, the different interests, and another is different conflicts for commercial maybe issues and another technological issues. No, for example, I am from Peru. Here we have a very how do you say protest of the people because we are don't agree with the government, so we have three change of the presidencies so far, yeah, because it's and the people go to the city, go to protest in order the how do you say luchar to
Fight.
for our yes for our because our derechos
Rights.
yeah, because really we feel that the government exists many corruption also, no, in the governments. um, all budget that they have don't use for equitative
Equality.
yes, this is the main protest, but I feel that the young people because really I am 46 years old, but this is the first time that I appreciate many young people go ahead to protest, no, because I feel maybe the majority older people no don't go to protest is conform with the government do, no.
Excellent. Look, I have 45 years old. And I have another point of view about this topic. I believe that a general or great revolution in all Latin America is not feasible, factible,
Okay. Doable.
okay? Because we have many
Possible
possible.
mejor.
It's not possible because we have many differences between us because there are countries with populist government, dictatorial regiments, and other with who government they obey United States. Sorry for Colombian people, such as Colombia, because they have now an alliance with NATO, and I not agree with that because sometimes when I was a child, I believe in the dream of Bolivar, American joined America, and now I think that it's impossible because we are very different, and year after year, step by step, we separate from each others. That's what I think.
Each other.
Each other. Look, Profe, this is for you.
Oh, Nezuko.
Yeah.
Excellent. Oh, I don't have it here. I had this phone case with Demon Slayer characters, but I changed it lately. Now I have Chainsaw Man. You can see. Oh, damn, stupid background. Yeah, I agree with that too. It's we have awakened from the lie from the '90s that the Western countries were the good ones, because that's true. We can think about movies, and the villains were always Russian, Chinese,
Yeah.
Arabic,
Cuban.
and yeah, Cuban, of course. And we realize now, well, or at least I do, that there is no good or bad guys. We cannot simplify things like that. Muy bien. ¿Quién más? ¿Quién más?
Victims.
Ujú. No, pues ¿para qué escojo víctimas si no me van a contestar? Bien, para la siguiente clase, antes de que se me olvide, quiero que traigan una propuesta de un tema. ¿Sí? No, porque yo puedo escoger y escoger, pero les voy a poner sobre esto que estaban hablando de corrupción. Se los digo en español, ya saben ustedes, les ponen en inglés. Hay una teoría, bueno, les explico, tengo una maestría en historia y me especialicé mucho en la época colonial, particularmente en arte, pero otras cosas al respecto se me pegaron. Y hay una teoría que dice que la corrupción de Latinoamérica, si ustedes ven los rankings de corrupción en todo el mundo, África y Latinoamérica están, pero pues, en los primeros lugares siempre. Algunos países de Asia también, pero domina África y Latinoamérica. Hay quien dice que la corrupción de Latinoamérica es herencia de los españoles.
Uh-huh.
Independientemente si yo estoy de acuerdo o no, justifican esta idea diciendo que lo que se extraía de América, particularmente de México y de Perú, era plata, no tanto oro como se cree, sino plata. Y para extraer la plata se usaba mercurio, azogue en ese tiempo, que estaba súper controlado para que los funcionarios de la corona pues, supieran cuánto se estaba extrayendo realmente, porque tenían que darle el quinto real al Estado y todo eso. Entonces, como era muy difícil conseguirlo y eso frenaba muchos prospectos de explotación minera, la corrupción empezó a crecer en los puertos de manera incontrolable. Para tener acceso al mercurio, poder explotar más la plata, no tanto para no pagar impuestos, para no pagar el quinto real, sino para poder hacerlo. Y hay quien dice que esa es la causa principal de la corrupción en Latinoamérica, es herencia española, por la restricción hacia el libre trabajo. ¿Qué opinan de eso?
Look, I have an opinion about that. United Kingdom have a great war against Spain for centuries. They hate in Europe. United Kingdom and Spain are the rivals, the fierce rivals, because when they colonize America, they distribute the north side for UK, United Kingdom, and the center and south for Spain and Portugal. But I think they hate the Americans. I no American. The people of United States have against Mexico and other Latin American people is hereditary from this action in the past. Is like Mexico is Spain 2.0 and USA is England 2.0. I think something about that is the principal reason about the difference because when Spain falls, United Kingdom is in the high place.
Rises,
Right.
rised. But I agree with that. But being honest and taking a deep look into history, if you take a look at the differences between three countries, England, Spain, and France,
France.
they've been at war. Well, they were at war for centuries. And it was okay, now I'm going to marry your daughter. So I, the King of France, I'm not going to fight with Spain. And when they died, me,
Yeah.
King of Spain, I'm going to marry your daughter, who is related to the crown of Germany, and we're going to be fine. Now I'm going to fight England. They spent centuries in stupid wars, and ultimately that led to the French Revolution. People were tired of, okay, why I'm winning with this war?
They
We have
lose their
been
head.
well, yeah, this idea of Mary Antoinette saying, well, a servant came to her and said, they are people, the people are hungry. They don't have anything to eat. Give them bread. There is no bread. Well, let them eat cakes. It was like, dude, really? And that led to the French Revolution, and that changed the world. And that was the part that the French Revolution and the global revolutions were the wars that stopped wars for a long time until we know 1914 and 1939. But just my opinion. You time to talk
Actually, with the guillotine in English,
guillotine.
the guillotine kill the Robespierre himself. They lost the head for that revolution.
The revolutionaries lost their head for the revolution.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of knowledge about that area from the history from that exactly point, but I think I'm gonna be a student a little bit more that part because I want to know a little bit more.
It's one part of history that it's normally not taught in schools. You know, you have to dig a little bit deeper. Because otra pregunta en España que tiene que ver. ¿La causa de los males de Latinoamérica es culpa de España?
Es culpa de Coca-Cola.
Eso puede ser. Díganme, respóndanme, yo ya dije muchas cosas.
I think it's not all the guilty of Spain. Uh, I think we have our part because with all the governments, with all the time passed, I think we make our own problems. But I think it's a root of the problem, but I think it's not all the problem. I think it's just one part.
Maximum, yes.
Well, I don't think so, because in Mexico, for example, the cultures had wars between there. I don't think the bad is from Spain. I think is the bad is from here. The evil, the authentic evil is from here, not from another country or something like that.
And besides that, I think it's ridiculous to blame someone or something that happened more than 200 years ago. I think that we have been independent for quite some time to be responsible for our own actions. But we always need to find someone who is guilty, right or not.
Yeah, I think, really, I think Coca-Cola is blamed for everything because Coca-Cola financed the CIA, the CIA to end
CIA.
CIA to end the existence of governments that do not follow the bald eagle from the Dark Empire. That's true. Really, really, that's true.
Las negras aguas del capitalismo yanqui, le dice.
Exactly.
Opinion?
What a silence.
Sí. Ok. Margarita, ¿qué opinas?
I think that although our culture is influenced by other nations, each one of us must take responsibility for our actions and how they influence the society in which we live.
Muy bien. Mm, Jesús, ¿qué opinas de eso último?
Uh, I don't know how to say. Uh, it's more bigger than we think. I know it's a little bit hard to try to say it and try to express because it's all the people have a point of view, but the first I think that we need to do it's we need to take up the weapons of knowledge to strengthen and build a better future. We cannot wait for things to happen. We need to make it happen. And I don't know how to say it or what can apport in this. I don't know how to say it exactly.
You're saying that we have to fight with knowledge, right? And in every war, there are some people who give knowledge to people who fight the actual fight, right? You can name this, it could be like the French Revolution. We have the illustration. During the later revolutions, we have these social ideas. During World War II, for example, who was wrong in World War II? Hitler or the Allies? That's an easy question.
Mm, Look, in the Spanish Civil War, my family participate in the side of the Francisco Franco. They go to Russia. My uncle, grandfather. How I say tío abuelo and his brothers.
Ahorita te digo, se me fue
Okay.
así, te iba a decir, se me borró totalmente. Ahorita te digo.
My uncle grandpa and his brothers go to fight in Russia against the Red Army from Stalin. They are part of the 250 division of Spanish army of voluntaries, and they go to fight against Russia because they believe Russia and or the CCP, URSS, participate in the war because the allies support one side and Germany support the other side of the Spanish War. Then Franco give a tole con el dedo to Hitler and send the more radicals in the 250 German Spanish voluntary troops. And with that, Francisco Franco said, I clean my hands. Look, Hitler, I give you your favor you give me before, but no more Guernica in this war. And the Spanish are neutral, and Francisco Franco is in power a lot of decades more.
But well, now you bring Franco to the table, but he was never an ally. So who was right, Hitler or the Allies? Because the only thing that Hitler wanted at first were to turn around the treaties after World War One and let Germany be great again, to grow. But things got out of control, and we all know the result. But in the end, he was like, okay, let us work, let us be. And they didn't. And I'm not justifying that because war is stupid, but it works.
But war is maybe stupid all time, but because we have war, we have another scientific scientific advance, like the cruelty investigation of Dr. Mengele. They destroyed the life of so many Jews in the war, but he gave more advances in medical science. It's horrible, but the war create the rockets with the B2, B2 from the rocket B2 from Germany is the base for the spaceships today. I don't know if Hitler is crazy, but I know that war explode the human mind to new possibilities.
Yes, actually, chemotherapy is a direct approach from Mengele research and space exploration. After World War II, a lot of German scientists switched sides to the US. They created NASA.
Yeah.
That's that it's not. It doesn't make Americans proud, but it's a fact. Margarita, same question, please. Ya sé que son vacaciones, pero hoy sí los noto como un poquito silenciosos. Juan, adelante.
Yes, my style is about far issue. For example, in my country, this were against the pandillas. Either we know is by a finish. Is a sweet boy moment. This view of different medios. Perdón, traté de traducirlo desde que comenzó el tema y eso es lo que alcancé a traducir.
Sí, está muy bien.
Prácticamente de cero y ahí adaptándome un poco.
Estuvo muy bien, excelente. De hecho, eso me
Excuse
da...
me, I have a question. What is a topic about this thing? I don't
Pues ya
understand anything.
cambiamos de tema 3 veces. Va dependiendo de lo que respondan. Ahorita estamos hablando de quién estaba en lo correcto durante la Segunda Guerra Mundial, si Hitler o los aliados.
I hear
Yo les
something
pongo...
about Coca-Cola.
Do you know?
Ese fue el tema previo. Sí.
And now I hear something about pandillas, but in Mexico we have here the carteles.
Do you know what happened with Von Braun after the Second World War?
Von
I
Braun,
don't
the
remember.
Nazi officer.
Yeah.
Werner von Braun. But he worked in the United States, if I remember
In
right.
the NASA?
I don't know, but probably he was one of the precursors of NASA. Probably he. Yeah, he. If I remember right, don't quote me on this. He is buried in Virginia. If that's the case, he was. He was part of NASA or the pre-NASA project. Let me. Yes, he was part of NASA. Now, this is the topic for next class. I want you to be prepared to discuss this. You gave me the idea.
Ok. Nayib Bukele.
Ahora, no es nada más como, no, pues sí está bien. Creo que justifiquen su respuesta. Hay algo que quiero que trabajen y es el decir mucho sin hablar tanto.
Pero Cantinflas es parte de la cultura mexicana.
¿Qué te
Está en
digo?
el diccionario de la Real Academia Española.
No, no digo que estén cantinfleando, pero quiero ver qué tanto pueden sintetizar sus opiniones para que...
Yes, no.
Cantinflation.
I'm cantinflation. Y de todas formas ustedes van a tener que proponerme temas también. Voy a mantener esta dinámica tal vez por un par de clases más y después la voy a cambiar. Quiero que empiecen a soltarse. Sí, obviamente Arturo va a tener que ver en El Salvador, pero yo creo que esa política de Nayib Bukele se va o se podría reflejar en toda Latinoamérica, porque no creo que haya un solo país, y digo esto con muchas reservas, tal vez Costa Rica, pero no creo que haya ningún país de Latinoamérica que no tenga problemas ahorita provocados por pandilla, narcotráfico o sin.
I live here in Tapachula, Chiapas. Here in my city, we have many office about the migrants. Comar, many people here. Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, África.
Yes, I think that maybe it's difficult, but we need to have drastic measures. No, for example, in Peru, is divided opinions, but we was a president that he is now in the prison is Alberto Fujimori, but he did many things, but he was the unit president that we want to end with the terrorism in Peru. No, but yes, in these drastic measures, diet innocent people and also terrorists because they entered in the towns and how do you say mix with the normal people, and when the police arrived to arrest, mixes with the innocent people and diet both, no? But personally, I tend to the Alberto Fujimori because here every week has a bombs We don't have light. Yes, it's difficult times, no? But I think that it's necessary to have drastic measures in order to recover, no, the justice, yes. And also it's starting our house also, no? Yes, I think that we personally can do anything because in our house we what do you say, teach and our child and our family things then simple as no lie, no? Because it's a typical when one people how do you say ask in the door, maybe you say and say that I don't stay here. We start this in our family to lie, no? It's common in our daily activities. But when the political person or another person lie, we question why he lied. But also we lie in our daily life. I think that also we can to contribute and our science our side to try to recover the justice and the equality for in the world.
Excellent, very good. Jesús.
Profe, yo nada más quería opinar que para la siguiente clase, si va a darnos el tema para Nayib Bukele, si está bien o mal, creo yo para que todos podamos participar y todos se vayan empapando un poquito, yo creo que 2 minutos por persona que entre a la sesión es de ley para que podamos desenvolvernos todos. A mí me ha servido mucho en lo personal porque escucho a lo mejor a mis compañeros cuando están hablando y digo, ok, yo también dije eso, y lo dije mal. Escucho, por ejemplo, que Leonardo de repente hace una afirmación y digo, ok, yo lo quise decir así, no me salió. Entonces, para que todos participemos, porque sí, somos ahorita 16, contándolo a usted, y creo que nada más participamos como 5 o 6 a lo mucho.
Yes, I agree with you. For me, it's the first class that I participate. The first class, I don't anything. I don't hear all things.
I don't want to talk about Nayib Bukele. I want to talk about the Yamato tragedy in the Second World War.
Yes, but maybe we want to start because maybe here in the group a different level of English. Maybe people speak very well, fluency, but people that maybe we start learning English, but maybe for the next class we have, say, 2 minutes or 3 minutes to introduce everybody, no, in order to say where from, the study, I will do job, I don't know, no?
¿Sabes por qué dejé de hacer eso, Verónica? Porque siempre entran nuevos y nunca acabamos de presentarnos. Pero la siguiente clase lo voy a hacer aprovechando que son vacaciones y no van a entrar tantos nuevos, pero eso es una buena idea. También, como dice Jesús, o sea...
It's not because it's the third class. I knew, yes. Because not really, yes. But I'm very happy with you because the first time I felt, how do you say, miedo? Because I say that you speak very, very fast. Yes, very, very fast. I say maybe I don't understand anything. So, yes, some words, but no full, all the complete text, no? And
es que esa es la idea, perder el miedo.
Yes, for the reason I try to speak maybe, but sometimes I block.
De hecho, creo que la segunda clase que me tocó entrar, hubo un compañero que le daba pena y pues al final de cuentas, así es como aprendimos a hablar el español, escuchando, no precisamente hablándolo directamente, escuchamos a nuestros papás, a nuestro alrededor y se nos fueron quedando las palabras. Aquí van a entrar y a lo mejor uno tiene un nivel de 0 y otros tenemos a lo mejor yo un nivel 3, a lo mejor Leonardo un nivel 5, Iván creo que es de los que tiene un poquito más fluido y avanzado su inglés, pero el escucharlo se te va pegando poco a poquito y vas entendiendo, comprendiendo, y es la manera natural en la que se aprende el inglés, es mi punto de vista.
Yes. Oh, yes, 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 I agree with you. That's
Y
for
las dos son opiniones muy valiosas para la clase. O sea, como dice Jesús, no se les va a quitar el miedo quedándose callados. Y tampoco lo han visto, ¿no? O sea, de repente se les van algunas palabras, se las digo. Yo trato de no interrumpirlos, nunca. Terminando su intervención, doy un par de comentarios, a lo mejor palabras, ¿sí? Hay veces que sí les hago el comentario para que se les quede en ese momento. Pero pues en ningún momento nadie ha juzgado a nadie por el nivel que tengan, ¿no? Y eso es lo que a mí me importa más, que se sientan cómodos, pero tienen que hacerlo. Yo puedo ponerles ahí Ustedes pueden ver esto de dos formas, como una escalera o como una plancha por donde tiraban los piratas a sus víctimas. Depende de ustedes y de cómo lo tomen. Pero la idea es que se vayan soltando y lo puedo ver porque muchos alumnos empezaron como más callados y de repente están usando el traductor, están usando las herramientas que tengan, pero lo están haciendo y eso es lo más importante. Entonces, vamos a hacer esto. Este va a ser el tema para la siguiente clase, lo de Nayib Bukele. Y quiero que ustedes también sugieran un tema para que podamos hablar. Ya vieron que hoy empezamos con una cosa, dimos muchas vueltas, acabamos en otra que no tenía que ver, pero también se trata de eso, que sea una conversación. Juan, dime.
Sí, ajá, sí, me parece bastante bien porque en mi caso, pues yo me toca como traducirlo todo. Lo que acabo de decir, pues casi todo lo traducí, incluso a traducir lo último, que es referente al tema de, bueno, mi país, va, El Salvador. Ahorita Nayib Bukele está como en vista de diferentes medios por la forma de actuar y todo lo que está pasando. Y nosotros acá el país, pues igual, a la expectativa de lo que vaya a pasar. Referente al aprendizaje, pues me parece bien. Desde mi punto de vista, nunca le puse como en mero atención nada. Ahora que ya estudiando mi carrera, pues sí lo veo necesario porque es bastante bueno aprender este idioma.
Créanme, no estoy discriminando ninguna carrera, pero...
No,
Digo, porque yo estudié comunicación. Yo no puedo discriminar ninguna carrera sin discriminar a los de comunicación.
Pero sería bueno, perdón, profesor, que le corte, pero
Claro.
sería bueno, chicos, en el momento que nos presentemos o hablemos, también nos den los tips, sobre todo los que hablan súper bien, o cómo están haciendo para poder mejorar, ¿no? Porque con una hora de speaking no creo que no sea suficiente. Entonces, al final, de repente, algunos practican canciones, ven, no sé, películas, sobre todo en inglés, con los subtítulos en inglés. De repente, así, darnos tips también para nosotros un poco tratar de soltar un poco.
Es que creo que te tocó estas últimas clases que nos hemos dedicado a hablar, nada más, pero normalmente esos consejos se los doy con frecuencia. O sea, de qué pueden hacer para ir mejorando más rápido. De entrada, ya no les voy a quitar más tiempo porque también tengo otra clase ahorita, pero lo que les sugiero, se los repito, para los que ya lo habían oído, los que no, sea la primera vez, la inmersión total. Rodéense de inglés en todos lados, música, películas, revistas, libros. A lo mejor no le entienden nada al principio, pero créanme, así van a empezar a aprender mucho más rápido, porque pueden estar con Duolingo, pueden incluso tomar clases, pero lo que tienen que hacer es ver contenido real. Y esa es la idea de esta
Sesame
clase.
Street.
Yo aprendí inglés con Plaza Sésamo y con una cosa viejísima de Inglaterra
Yo
que se
también.
llama Follow Mossy. Era viejísimo eso de una serie que se llama Follow Me y había una para
Follow
niños.
Mossy.
Sí, con eso aprendí.
Oh.
Pero muy bien, los dejo. Que tengan excelente noche.
Hello.
Nos vemos el jueves. Que estén muy bien.
Igual, muchas
How
gracias.
old are
Bye.
you, profesor? How old are you?
Gracias.
Perdón, Leonardo.
¿Qué tan viejo eres? ¿Cuántos años
40. Tengo 40.
tienes? Yo 40.
Es joven, nada que viejo.
Es que cuando
joven.
dijiste muy joven, yo dije, Follow Mossy era para mí como ya estaba grandecito.
Sí, estaba viejo cuando me lo dieron. Pero sí, con eso empecé. Muy bien. Cuídense mucho, que
Nos
estén muy bien.
vemos.
Bye.
Igualmente. Gracias.
Good night. See you later.
Good night. Byron, no te vi. Nos vemos al rato, Byron.
Lo que pasa es que tuve problemas con la conexión